but you should be able to find some material evidence, in the world you live in at the present moment that gauges what you are taught to believe in religion to be true, right, and exact. And if you can't find material evidence in the world you live in to justify believing in such an idea, then Paul said it ain't a good idea. And you're not obligated to hold fast to it, but you're only obligated to hold fast to that which can be proven in no limit of time. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us that Islam is the nature of all created things. He said that Islam is a world. If Islam is a world and is the nature of all created things, and in that Islam there is mathematics, then mathematics becomes the nature of all living things. And anything that violates mathematics and violates logic and reasoning, anything that violates analyzation, examination, and can be paralleled with in the modern moment must be disregarded lest it corrupts the nature of the object that believes in it. Is that right? We have not been good at mathematics as black people under the tutelage of the white man. The only mathematics we've been good at is knowing how to calculate the distance between me with a basketball and a rim. And being able to angle my way out of trouble to shoot a shot that could land in between the rim into the nest. That's the only math that we've become good at. We've become good at the mathematics of calculating how to run, turn, cut, and receive the pass whenever the quarterback throws the pass. Am I telling the truth? We've gotten good at the mathematics at analyzing the ball in the air and how to position ourselves for a such thing called an interception. Am I telling the truth? We have gotten good now at being able to stand with a small white ball on a tee that a black man invented with a golf club and be able to swing it with consideration of mathematics to the wind, mathematics to the atmosphere, mathematics to the iron that I use, and be able to hit it in a way that it can land on a certain grade of grass and backspin into a hole. We've gotten good at the mathematics of sport and play, but we are not good at supreme mathematics. The supreme mathematics is beyond algebra and calculus. It's beyond even quantum physics. But supreme mathematics is whenever you can add together, multiply thoughts and actions of groups of people, and then determine based off of the multiplication of a thought and an action, and then redividing it by a thought what is to come into the future 25,000 years in advance. We're not good at that math no more. All praise are due to Allah. But God's mathematics is bigger than geometry, bigger than calculus. God's mathematics is the careful consideration, examination, and the cross multiplying and redividing of thoughts and actions to dictate circumstances, events, and effects of history before they ever come into existence. Am I telling the truth? So God's mathematics is always addition and multiplication. Be fruitful. God's instruction. To be fruitful means to reproduce. Multiply. Multiply is the higher form of addition. It is sped up addition. It is addition because if you've got addition, you can take 6 plus 2 and come up with 8. But if you put 6 times 2, you come up with a greater number than 8, 12. So multiplication, fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. Replenish means to replace the earth with something better. wrong with the world right now? The devil got everybody. Satan, the dragon, the beast, Lucifer, the white man. I like Elijah Muhammad's definition. It helps you to be able to point the finger in the right direction. It ain't his skin. No, it's not. It's not the blueness of his eyes. It's not the blondness of his hair. The white skin is the symbol. The white mind is the substance. The white flesh is the label. But the wickedness and the lying and the lust and the murder is the ingredients that is inside of the package called white man. And if you are a black man or a black woman, even though by label you're supposed to have the ingredients of God, the ingredients of righteousness, the ingredients of power, if you have the ingredients of lying and lust, stealing and murder, even though the label says black man God, if the ingredients on the inside have lying and murder, greed and lust, then the ingredients of the devil are present. And if you had a pack of Kool-Aid and he said grape on the label, no matter how purple the label was, if you poured in the water this thing that's in the grape label and cherry ingredients are inside of it, there's nothing you can do by having a label to change it from cherry back into grape. Likewise, so it is with us, black man and woman. We cannot afford to just think that skin is going to get us through. Color is going to help us out. Our kinkiness of our hair, thickness of our lip is only a label. But if we don't have the ingredients of God within us, then we will suffer the same destruction, the same fall, the same hell that the white man will suffer in this last days. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. The word replenish the earth. Replenish means to replace with something better. That's the problem with the world we live in right now. The devil has grown up and matured in power. Yes, he has. This is the reason why the Bible uses the introductory symbol for devil, a serpent, but closes out with a symbol of a dragon with a tail so big it could knock out a third of the stars. This is not a real snake, nor is it a real dragon, but this is a symbol to define for you and me how vast the wickedness has grown from the initial first beginning of devil to today's version of devil. What has happened is the devil has matured in his wickedness, but we have not matured in our righteousness. So you compare the sacrifice of those of the past to what we are willing to sacrifice today, and they were doing better then than we doing now. You compare the righteousness of them versus the righteousness of now. And they were more righteous then than we are now. They prayed more then, didn't they? Yes, they did. They fasted more then, didn't they? They gave more then, didn't they? They were willing then to put their personal desires to the side for the accomplishment of the assignment that God gave a servant of God. So Abraham was more righteous than we today. Yet the devil is bigger today than he was when he fought Abraham. Moses was more righteous then than we are today. Yet the devil is bigger today than the one Moses fought against. So if the devil is bigger, the only way we can defeat a bigger devil is we got to be bigger than Abraham, bigger than Moses, bigger than Jesus, bigger than Muhammad to deal with a bigger version of the devil. say, I know you heard it through the applause. Bigger than Jesus. You ain't mind me saying bigger than everybody else, but that bigger than Jesus. Struck a sensitive emotional nerve with inside of your mind. Jesus didn't teach you to be less than him. He said, be ye perfect, even as I am perfect. He said, greater work shall ye do that are in the world than what I have done. Then he said, you judge a tree by the fruit it bears, and you judge a man by his works. Well, if you can do a greater work than he did, and you judge a man by his work, then you have the ability, the potential, and the responsibility to be greater than even Jesus was. All praise are due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. Man versus woman. Who divided us? He said, be fruitful, then multiply. We've got it backwards. Huh? We've been multiplying good, but we haven't been fruitful. Fruitful is the increasing and multiplication of the mental side of human being. Fruitful is making your mind better. Fruitful is taking the seed of truth into the womb of your brain and bringing birth to better words, better activity, better communities, better homes, better families. We have not been fruitful by taking the seed of truth into the womb of the mind that brings birth to better words and actions. But multiplication means physical seed into a physical womb, bringing birth to physical sons and daughters. We've done good at bringing new children into the world, but we've done bad at bringing new ideas, new concepts, new ways of doing things that advance our community. So we've been multiplying, but we ain't been fruitful first. We got the cart before the horse. Is that right? So God's mathematics, fruitful, multiply, replenish, right? All of that is either addition or multiplication. Is that right? The devil has to have a mathematics too. For the devil does exist, don't he? Well, if the devil does exist, then he has to be a part of what is called the world. Right? Islam is mathematics. Islam is the nature of created things. And Islam is a world, so said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Well, if the devil is a part of the world, then he has mathematics. But his mathematics are different than the mathematics of God. Since God is opposite of devil, and devil is opposite of God. If God is using addition and multiplication, the opposite would be subtraction and division. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, who is the colored man? And based off of our intellectual training, in America, we would have answered without guidance. The colored man is the Negro. The colored man is what we once used to call ourselves. Pre-African American. Pre-Afro American. Right after Jungle Bunny. Right? Right after Coon and Shine. We went from Jungle Bunny to Coon and Shine. From Shine to colored people. From colored people to Negro. From Negro, to today, African American. And the same man that called you Shine and Jungle Bunny, the same man that called you a Negro, is the same man that gave you the label African American. He gave you the label Shining Negro. coon and jungle bunny so that he could diminish in your mind a respect for self. And he gave you the term African American for the same reason, so that you will limit yourself to a small geographical landmass made of 6 million square miles of earth called America. But you are more than an American. You are more than an African. You are the Asiatic, black man and woman, the originator of the heavens and the earth, cream of the planet, God of the universe. All praise is due to Allah. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was taught by God. So he knew something that the world didn't know. ED means, when you put ED as a suffix, it means without whatever the base word is. So bone chicken, boned fish. When you put ED on it, it's fish and chicken without bones. He said, who is the colored man? In other words, who is the man without color? And the only man without color is the white man. So he said the colored man is the Caucasian white man. I'm putting Caucasian on the word white man as an adjective to define better the origin of such fella. I want you to look at the word Caucasian, then look at your map and find a place called the Caucasus Mountains. And the word Caucasian comes from Caucasus Mountains. And the Caucasus Mountains were a place where people live like dogs. People live like animals. Human beings crawl around on all fours, eating raw meat, murdering their own young, went blind in the dark deafness of the caves, full of germs, full of disease. So when I say Caucasian white man, and then you look at the Caucasus Mountains, then you will realize that the white man is a dirty man, a low-down man, a man that just 4,000 years ago crawled around on his own fours, eating raw meat, and even today he still loves it. You in the steakhouse, you ain't never been to Ruth Chris before, but you got a coupon book. You go in there and you don't know what to order. So you try to people listening in on white folks' table. Huh? And you hear Biff and Doug. Murphy tell the waiter, yes, I'd have a 10-ounce steak. And I would like it to be rare. So you think rare. Rare diamonds. Rare china. Huh? Rare antique. Rare is the best. So when the waiter comes, you just repeat your order. That Murphy in them order. Yes, I'd like a 10-ounce steak. Rare. And they bring your steak out, and it's sitting in a puddle of blood with just the fat around the edges browned up. The white man loved raw meat. He loved blood. Transylvania is in Europe. They are the original blood suckers, the original vampires. So, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called him the Caucasian white man. Yaqub's grafted death. The skunk on the planet Earth. The skunk is a black animal that has one white stripe down the middle that divides one black side of the skunk from the other black side of the skunk. Man versus woman. Who divided us? See, those of you that have a problem with this term devil being attributed to a human being, it's because you are spooked out. You've been had, black man and woman. You've been tricked. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. The devil ain't a ghost. The devil is a spirit in man. That's what he is. The Bible says when it talks about the devil, it says in the book of Isaiah, O Lucifer, why art thou driven from heaven? Huh? Question is, Lucifer is who? The devil. Right? He asked the question, are you the man that hath weakened the nations? Not are you the spook, not are you the spirit, but are you the man? 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3 says that day shall not come. What day? The day of judgment. The day of exposing lies and bringing birth to real truth. That day shall not come unless there be a falling away first. And the man of sin be revealed. A man of sin must be revealed. Reveal means that he has to be made known because he's been hidden for a long time. Meaning he's existed as he is. But the perception of the people were blocked to define him for being who he really was. You always knew something was wrong with white people. But as we said, we couldn't put our finger on it. Because the man of sin was in existence. The man of sin had power. The man of sin was the devil. But it wasn't until Elijah Muhammad came and revealed who the man of sin really is that we began to do the math and realize who we were dealing with. All praise is due to Allah. The word devil is an English term. English comes from various different roots. Sometimes German, sometimes Hebrew, sometimes Greek, most times Latin. The Latin origin of devil is diablos. Diablos means the great divider. What happened when the white man went to Africa? He divided us up. Is that right? What happened when he went to New Guinea? Divided us up. What happened when he went to the Congo? What happened when he went to Central and South America? In 1954, they had a Vendôme conference where all the African nations for the first time in history came together to discuss the problems that they were facing. Huh? Ghana, New Guinea, all the black nations. When they got together, they made a list. War, tribal conflict, inability to develop resources, man, disease, drought, famine, pestilence. No technology. Roads were messed up. AIDS, Ebola. And they said, man, we all have the same conditions. Someone raised the question. Who caused your condition in New Guinea? Who caused your condition in Ghana? Who caused your condition in Libya, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, in West Africa? Who caused the condition? One stood up and said, the Scottish, after they conquered us, we fell into such state. Another stood up and said, the French, when they conquered us, we fell into such state. Another stood up and said that when the Irish came. Another said when the English came. Huh? Another said when the Dutch came. When the German came. And when they did the math, they found out that not only did they have common conditions, but the Dutch and the Frenchmen and the Englishmen and the Irish and the Scottish and the German all had something in common too. They were all white nations. They realized that the white man at that moment was the skunk of the planet Earth. Who divided us up and put man against woman? There's a man that was hired by America in the year 1712 to be a business consultant. Huh? Yes, that's what he was. And as Lilly's and Delphi and Chrysler call in business consultants from all over the world that can help them to have a greater degree in study of ergonomy. Ergonomy is economy and people's relationship with economy. How to get maximum productivity with a minimal amount of human resources. Huh? They hire men to show them how to make more profit by using the labor that they already have on deck. Willie Lynch was a business consultant hired from the West Indies by the American white slave master to figure out a plan that would help them by study of ergonomy to get more out of the few slaves that were in bondage in America. And he opened up his letter saying these words: "Gentlemen, I sit on the bank of the James River, named after our glorious and illustrious King James, whose version of the Bible we cherish. Slave master, slave maker, slave owner, slave trader, his glorious, his illustrious King James, and that version of the Bible, he cherished it." He said, "Gentlemen, I cannot help but notice the stench of your dead slaves that are hanging from the trees and the poles down the streets of America." He said, "Gentlemen, you are wasting valuable property. You are producing uprising and revolts that is causing you not to reap maximum profits from your fields." He said, "In my bag, I have a foolproof plan that if implemented for 1 year successfully, the slaves shall become self-perpetuating for 300 years, maybe even 1,000. He said, "I've outlined a number of differences." Huh? Whenever you do a story problem and they want to ask you less than or use division or subtraction, they ask you, what is the difference? If there were 8 duck and 4 duck left, what is the difference? And when the word difference appears, the mathematics that you must use is either subtraction or division. Is that right? Well, if he's saying that I've outlined a number of differences, that means he's planning on using some mathematics. But his mathematics is not addition, not multiplication, not fruitful, multiply, not replenish the earth. But he's looking at dividing and conquering a nation of people. He said, "I've found that the light are different from the dark." Huh? I put the old against the young. I put the east against the west. I put the one with straight hair against the one with coarse hair. Small plantation against one on a large plantation. Didn't he say that? He said, I put the male against the female. Man versus woman. Who divided us? Willie Lynch did it in 1712. And here we are, 2006. We haven't even broke through the 300 years yet. And we have become self-perpetuating, divided black men and women in our homes against one another. He outlined 11 different differences. 11 differences produces 300 years. He said it could last maybe 1,000. If 11 will produce 300, then each division has 27 years, 3 months, and 7 days of division. So if I want to make it last 1,000, all I have to do is find a way to either myself or let them find more differences among themselves. And if I can get them to the number 36 differences, then they'll last for 1,000 years. Crip, blood. Vice Lord, disciple. Huh? GD, four corner hustler. Huh? East side, west side. 30th Street versus 40th Street. Huh? Baptist, Pentecostal. Apostolic, Methodist. Sunni, Shiite. Huh? Hebrew, nationalist. Nationalist, Pan-Africanist. Kappa, Omega. Huh? AKA Sigma Gamma Rho. And when you look at the new divisions that we've produced, huh? We have more than 36 things we define ourselves by. It's 666 different sects of Christianity alone, with black people a part of all of them. So we have set ourselves up for over 1,000 years of being poor, broke, hungry, naked, and out of doors. Don't blame the white man. After you know better, blame yourself. All praises are due to Allah. Are y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Allah God did not create you and me, brother, sister, husband, wife, to be at odds with one another. The Holy Quran says in Surah 39, verse 6, He created you from a single being, then made its mate of the same kind. Good God Almighty. And He sent down for you. Y'all gotta really pay attention to this. Because there's something that's been inserted in there that don't look like it fit. But Allah opens up many of the chapters of the Holy Quran saying, I, Allah, am the best of knowers. So if He's the best knower, then everything He does and every place He puts it has deep significance. He created you from a single being, then made its mate of the same kind. Look at this. And He sent down for you 8 of the cattle in pairs. Cattle in pairs, right? He created you in the wombs of your mother. Creation after creation in triple darkness. Did y'all see how it changed the subjects? That is Allah, your Lord. His is the kingdom. There is no God but He. How are you then turned away? Why, Allah God, would you come in between man and woman coming from a single essence? Right? Man and woman coming from the same womb in creation after creation in triple darkness, to man and woman being able to provide for one another a lost kingdom. In the middle of all that, why would you insert, and he sent down for you 8 of the cattle in pairs? Why 8 cattle in pairs? Why cattle? Why pairs? You all right? Man, Allah is the greatest. Look at what it says now. Do you know that when you go and study cattle, there's 8 scientific classifications of cattle? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, subfamily, genus, and species. There's the 8. Right? Why did you tell us cattle? Why would you put that in the middle of solving male and female controversy? The cattle, or the name cattle, was not the original name of the groups of cows of the bovine family. The original name was something different. The word cattle, look at this now, doesn't really mean bovine animal or group of cows. In its original definition, it comes from the Latin word caput, meaning one head. So here Allah created man and woman from a single being. Right? Creation after creation in triple darkness. This is Allah's kingdom if you only understood. But the cattle is inserted in it. Why? Because the definition of cattle really is the recognition of one head. The cow also has 3 stomachs, meaning that it has 3 digestive purification processes. Before the nutrients, poison, or what have you is absorbed into the muscle and bone of the cow, it goes through 3 purification processes. What if we did that with the information we were taught? What if we sent it through 3 different purification processes? What if we did that with the rumors we heard? What if we did that with the gossip? Huh? What if we did that with what we each other say to one another? The cow is a producing animal. Milk comes from the cow. Cheese. Huh? Don't it? Yogurt. Meat if you eat. And if you don't eat the meat, leather. Is that right? There's not one aspect of the cow that does not go sacrifice for a greater cause than itself. What if we thought like that? What if we were producers in a way that nothing we had within ourselves we died with, but we gave everything we had to a cause bigger than ourselves? I see why Allah put cattle there. The cows are strong. They're not weak. The cow can pull a cart. The cow can pull a wagon. The cow can knock a building down. Cows graze. Cows are vegetarians. What if we were vegetarians? Huh? What if we were patient like a cow? Strong like a cow? Producers like a cow? Had 3 stomachs like a cow? And recognized one head, God himself, in our marriages? We would be in much better shape. Allah, God, calls man and woman mates. What is a mate? A pair, a match, a spouse, a twin, a teammate. Huh? When man is against woman, we're not teammates. We become checkmates. Cornering each other in the world. Where we can't move and the king got to get knocked down. That ain't the type of mate we've been. haven't been teammates, we've been more checkmate than a teammate. Gloves have mates. Socks have mates. Shoes have mates. Is that right? You know how crazy you are or look running around with mixed match socks or gloves on, let alone shoes. If you find one shoe, that's a certain color, a certain size, made of a certain material, with a certain amount of cleanliness, then you begin to look for that mate that matches up with it. Is that right? When you choose a mate, the first thing you look for is the right color. You gotta have the right color mate, don't you? You can't have no black shoe on and go put no white shoe on the other foot, or no red shoe, or no yellow shoe. If you are a black man, you got to find a black woman. And if you're a black woman, when you pick a mate, find a black man. All praises are due to Allah. All praises due to Allah. That's what happened to Samson and Delilah. See, most of the times when you read about individuals, you are reading about a depiction of nations of people. Not necessarily one person then, but a nation of people now. Look at old brother Lazarus. Lazarus is an accurate depiction of the state of mind of the black man and woman of North America. His name is Lazarus, lazy or us. Lazarus was a man that was begging from the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table. Not the crumb that he brushed up, but just what naturally fell. It never crossed Lazarus' mind that he could plant his own wheat. It never crossed Lazarus' mind that he could till his own wheat, make his own bread, own his own table, own his own building. It never crossed his mind that he could have everything the rich man had if he would get up and do something for himself. Lazarus was in the grave for 4 days, and it began to smell like the grave. There was a napkin over his eyes, and he had on what the Bible calls grave clothes. You sing the song in church that Mary cried. Is that right? And Martha moaned when they looked upon Lazarus. Is that right? Lazarus was in bad shape. Yes, he was. But Lazarus is really the black man and woman of America. We are beggars from the white man. We are not trying to grow our own wheat, make our own loaf of bread, cut a tree down and build our own table, build our own building and have our own world. We are trying to get the most we can out of the white man's world. Is that right? Lazarus was in the grave 4 days. We've been in the hells of North America 400 years. There was a napkin over his eyes, meaning that he could not see what he needed to see to go where he needed to go. There's a napkin over your third eye, black man and woman. You can't think like you need to think, to say what you need to say, to do what you need to do, to produce what you need to produce for yourself, your family, and your people. He had on grave clothes, sagging pants, grave clothes, hip huggers, grave clothes. If he would have been a woman, he would have been down in the grave with makeup all over his face. Because makeup is grave clothes. You don't need no makeup, black woman. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the Muslim woman goes natural. And when you look at her, you are looking at natural beauty. If you want to look better, think better. You want to look better, eat better. You want to look better, smile more often. Good food, good thoughts, and a smile on your face will do more than Mary Kay or any of the other makeup makers of this world. All praise are due to Allah. Why do you think you need makeup anyway? What is a makeup? If you go and fail a test, then the teacher gives you an opportunity to have a makeup test. It's another test just like it that you take for the one you failed. When you use the word make up, you're saying that you're covering down for a mistake that was made. But who made you, black woman? Huh? The Holy Quran, this book, says that Allah created you in the wombs of your mother. That means he knew how to make your hips. He knew how to make your eyes. He knew how to make your lips and your nose. He knew how to make your hair. And if he made you in the womb of your mother, are you saying God made a mistake? You don't have to make up for what God did. Just get your mind right, your body together, and a smile on your face, and beauty will be yours. All praise are due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. Grave clothes is braids in your hair. As a man, what are you going to be, a woman or a man? That's what we want to know today. That's what she want to know today. You taking longer in the beauty shop than she is now. You sitting there in the chair, getting your hair braided, special twists, curves, and bends. And while she's putting the twists, curves, and bends, and putting some gel on your baby hair, big old strong black man getting some gel on your baby hair. What the hell is wrong with us? Why are you sitting in the chair getting the swoops and the paisley design, and the baby hair laid down in the front? You in your lap with the extension, putting the beads on it so that it can speed the process up, so she can put some weave in the back of your head and some beads on it. You gonna be a man or you gonna be a woman? What are you gonna be? All praises are due to Allah. Grave clothes. That's what Lazarus had on. Jesus came to that black man in the grave, told Mary, cry no more. Martha, no need to mourn. Jesus seen his condition. And Jesus, according to the Bible, he said when he looked upon Lazarus, even Jesus wept. That's the shortest verse in the Bible. That's the one you shoot out there right before Thanksgiving to hurry up and get into the food. Jesus wept. That's deep though, brothers and sisters. Jesus didn't weep whenever the cup of death was in front of him. Jesus did not weep whenever he was crucified. Jesus didn't weep when his disciples betrayed him. There was something about the condition of Lazarus that was worse than the cup of death, worse than the crucifixion, and even worse than the betrayal of his own companions. That was the condition of the black man and woman. Jesus came unto the grave and said, mourn no more, cry no more, for he's not dead, he's just asleep. And he said unto Lazarus, Lazarus, come forth. He didn't get up. Jesus had to go a little bit deeper. Lazarus, come forth. I'm estimating that if he said it one time and it didn't wake him up and he was just asleep, that each time he had to say it a little bit louder. On the third time that he said it, the same thing that he said the first time, he had to say it loud enough to make sure that he got up out the grave. Lazarus, get up. wrong with you? Get on up out the grave. And Lazarus woke up, and Jesus pulled the napkin off of his eyes. And he stood up and became a great man. Yes, he did. Lazarus come forth one time, Master Farad Muhammad. Lazarus come forth 2 times, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Lazarus come forth in the loudest possible voice that could be rendered, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Get up, black man, out the grave. All praise are due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. It was at this point that the government knew that they had to make a move on Jesus. They had to kill that man. Why? Because now we had a witness that could go and testify unto the world that I was dead. Napkin over my eyes. The stench of death was on me. In my grave clothes. Nobody could get me up, but Jesus spoke a word. And I was raised from the grave. They said that then the government of yesterday. And that's what the government of today is saying about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We got to get rid of him. We got to stop him. They don't like you coming to Muhammad's temple. Because once Muhammad's word get into you, you might be in your grave clothes, but you'll change your garment. You might have a napkin over your eyes, but once you leave here, you can see clearly. You might have been buried for a long time, but you shake the dust off and get up and become a productive man and a productive woman. They don't like that. No, the white man don't like that. They said we got to kill this man. For now we got a witness that this man is backed by God and is possessed with the power of God. I'm telling you, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is backed by God and is empowered by God's Spirit to raise the black man and woman up forever and ever into eternity. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. Samson met Delilah. She, a Philistine, a white woman. Samson, a black man. Tricked Samson. To divulge where his strength came from. She said his strength came from his locks. But you know, like I know, that a bald-headed black man, a dreadlock-wearing black man, if they on crack, them at they on crack. The haircut don't make power. Do it. The reason why we hold on so much to a hairdo, especially a dreadlock, is because you don't really want to get up and do the real work of self-improvement. You don't really get up and do the real work of going out to change the condition of your people in the ghettos of America. You don't want to be a part of a real revolution. You want to wear a turban on your head, a kufi on your head, a dreadlock hairdo, a red, black, and green wristband, and fatigues, kente cloth, bones and beads hanging from your hair and your nose, and you turn your hairdo and your outfit to your contribution to the revolution. There's plenty of Negroes running around with dreadlocks. There's plenty of Negroes running around with kente cloth. There's plenty of Negroes with turbans and kufis on their head. That ain't changed the condition of black people yet. The only way we're going to get changed is when we follow the man that makes changes. And that man is Elijah Muhammad with the everlasting gospel that will change us from everlasting to everlasting. All praise are due to Allah. You say, why come I can't just do what I want to do. You've been doing what you want to do ever since you've been in America. It has not worked for you. It didn't work for your mama. It didn't work for your daddy. It didn't work for your grandmama or your granddaddy. It ain't worked for our people. We need a new way of doing things. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. You can't say you believe in a man and not follow the method of the man. Every message that Allah reveals to a messenger, he puts a method in that message. For the message that he brings is medicine. But without a prescription, good medicine could kill you. Because you don't know how much to take. You don't know when to take it. You don't know the proper preparation before taking it. So every time a messenger gets a message and the medicine is in that message, a method of prescription is also in that message. Man versus woman. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us 7 basic fundamental principles by which we can make our home life happier. Huh? Did y'all hear that? Do y'all want to make your home life happier? I'm going to tell you something, brothers and sisters. If you don't get your house right, you ain't nothing going to go right for you. I'm being honest with you. Marriage is half of your faith. And if you stay into a bad relationship and it don't become better, or you leave and get better, you eventually will begin to question whether God is really on your team. And it will mess with your faith. Some of us are in such bad marital situations that we are lovers of a husband, lovers of a wife, that is verbally or physically or emotionally abusing us. And we go home and we get cuts and abrasions and wounds and bruises. And then you come into the world. And whenever you come by your sister, if your sister just bumps the bruise, you attack her because you can't get in because you love him. Huh? And because the home life is so messed up, you're worth nothing in the world no more. You can't take nothing from your brother, nothing from your sister, nothing from the labor that you're involved in. You can't work good. You can't think right. You can't take nothing. You can't be offended without killing somebody. We need to make our home life happier. Our home life is supposed to be a launching pad, a source where we go home to be fueled up, to have the energy and the wisdom and the inspiration to go out in the world and conquer in the name of God and in the name of our people. All praises are due to Allah. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us 7 things. It's found in a small book titled The Proper Handling of People. Chapter 14, number 1, it reads, y'all ready? Yes, sir. Don't nag. Hey, what is nag? Nag means to annoy by constant scolding, complaining, or urging. Huh? Scolding is not good. Annoying is not good. Complaining is not necessarily good. Urging is, but you can even nag and urge at the same time. To torment persistently, as with anxiety or pain. You become a domestic terrorist. Huh? A little George Bush walking around in your house. I had to say his name because I know you thought Taliban and Al-Qaeda. I want you to think of yourself as a little bitty George W. Bush walking around your house every time you nag, complain, urge consistently, and annoyed to the point that your criticism hurts people. Number 3, find fault constantly. There's a saying that if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Huh? Brace yourself. Number 4, a nag is an old, worn-out horse. Now I'm gonna say something because I'm telling you what Webster did. Now y'all want to get mad? Y'all go be Webster. Webster, whenever he gave examples of nag, he used a woman nagging a man. I'm just gonna say what Webster did. Y'all all right? We can do the same thing too. This is true. However, I want us to look at definition 4 for a second. An old, worn-out horse. Do you know whenever people are to become married, at the ceremony of a wedding, the male is called the groom, and the female is called the bride. Bride comes from the bridle that is used to help control the reins that helps a rider or a jockey or a groom ride a horse. Huh? So, in the definition of a wedding, the male is sometimes called a rider, and the female is called a horse. And that don't mean that that's what you are. Just as we're not cattle, we're not bees, we're not lions. Huh? We are much greater than that, but there are certain components that are present in them that must be studied. Y'all all right? Brother groom, sister bride. A nag is an old, worn-out horse. I didn't say this, but is there some truth to it? One of the greatest marks of a female is her beauty. Is that right? Your appearance is very important. See, listen to it now. When you choose a mate, think about the choice of a mate. Number 1, we said what? Color. Right? Next thing you want to know, is it the right size? What? Am I saying something wrong? Hell, you can't wear no 11. And just because it's the same color, that you're gonna go put on a 7.5. You can do it if you want to, but I promise, you will have a limp, an undue amount of pain, and you will have to stop too often to make progress. Is that right? Picking a mate, you want to know what else? You want to know the material it's made of. Is it tried and true? Has it been through something? Because you know yourself. When you knew it, am I telling the truth? And every man gonna put a woman through something, every woman gonna put a man through something. And you want to know whether or not the skin, is it a high enough quality of leather, crocodile, or alligator skin that can handle the trials of life? I don't know if it's the last thing or what order you will put it in, but you also want to know if the pair or the mate is clean before you put it on. You don't want no dirty shoe with a clean shoe on the other foot. A clean shoe next to a dirty shoe makes the dirtier shoe look dirtier. Huh? We should pick a mate that's the right color, the right size. I'm talking more than just abs. I'm talking more than just bust and hips. I'm talking more than height. But I'm talking about the ability for that person to fit your character, fit your personality, fit where you're trying to go in life, fit what you believe in, fit what you want to do for yourself. You want to know what material are they made of? What have you been through, black man and woman? Huh? If you ain't been through nothing, I ain't marrying you. Go on out there and get tested before you start meddling with me, because I'm going to mess you all up. You know I'm telling the truth. Now next, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says to us, don't try to make your partner over. Now, don't nag. We can say that there's a heavy inclination toward the attribution of that toward the female side. That's true. However, number two, don't try to make your partner over. We must say that there's a heavy inclination toward the male side, where you trying to make her something she's not. Huh? If you could make a woman, then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad would not have been told by God to let no man enter the class. Huh? The class is designed to domesticate the bride. What does it mean to domesticate? Do you know there's a such thing as a domesticated horse and a wild horse? A wild horse is a horse that has been forced by environment to fend for itself for such a long amount of time that it does not know how to allow a groom or a rider to exist on its back. The wild horse or the stallion does not have a dip, curve, or bend in the spine. Huh? It's built to do for itself. But environment made them like that. The black woman has been forced for a long time, based off the environment of North America, where the black man has been broken, weakened, fagged, punked. He don't have the fortitude. He don't have the willpower. He don't have the focus and the discipline to provide for himself or his family. So he is not qualified to ride. So the woman has had to go out by environment and do for self. So by doing for self for such a long period of time, she has gotten to a point like a stallion where she don't need no rider. Don't really want no rider. And if you're going to be in my life, you're going to walk next to the horse. But you ain't getting on my back. However, the environment of domestication causes the horse to go in a certain environment that allows the spine to begin to indent, where it has a natural place for a saddle to go on. Huh? Domesticated horses live longer than the stallions. Huh? Because the groom is there to provide. The groom is there to protect. Huh? The groom is there to maintain. You all right? What is the class for? What does it do? Huh? Look at it now. How to keep house. Look at it now. Right? How to rear children. How to take care of a crazy jockey or groom. Modern translation. Right? in general, how to act at home and abroad. Is that right? It is a scientific process that helps to put the female into a state of mind and a place of being wherein she can have a longer, more healthy life if she got a good man. But what is happening in this world we live in right now is so hard for you to be a good man. That the woman is being taught, she's being trained in the class on how to be a good woman. But the man ain't being made good enough for her to even want someone to ride. Are y'all all right? Don't try to make your partner over. Don't try to turn somebody into something that they're not. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Master Farad Muhammad's teaching could be summed up in 6 words. Accept your own and be yourself. You don't have to compromise your personality. You be who you are, but follow the law, follow the way, follow the culture, follow the diet, follow the thinking. Take the medicine in accord with the prescription and be yourself. Are y'all all right? Number 3, don't criticize. What does criticize mean? To judge the merits of faults of. In other words, I'm God. And I'm saying that you not doing such and such and so is this big. Why is it this big? Because I said so. We are so selfish today as a people. We want a woman to serve us, a man to serve us. And all the demands that we put on one another in the home are for what you can do for me and what you can do for me. But no criticism. Nobody nags. Nobody complains. Nobody urges to do for God. What you cooking? Why ain't it ready yet? Why come you can't do it? Why didn't you buy? Why don't you have the money for it? But that same spirit is not put into prayer. Why haven't you prayed? What you doing FOI class watching TV? Huh? Why ain't you up early enough to get ready for the MGT training? Why have you not had a guest this year? For what reason don't you come to the study group? And if we began to angle on our mates to help them to be more dutiful to God, then we would know that it's a possibility that there's something for ourselves. But if you're with a man or woman that won't even do for God, who are you? In comparison to Allah, what have you done? What can you do? What will you do to match the unmatchable work of Allah that He has done for your woman? You are not a good replacement for God, black man. You will never be able to do for her what Allah has done for her. And if you can't encourage her and inspire her to do for God, you ain't never going to get nothing. That's man, that's woman, that's man, that's children. It don't make no difference. God first, one head, cattle. All praises are due to Allah. Number 4, look at this. Give honest appreciation. Honest appreciation. Don't lie. Huh? You know that your husband's 85 pounds overweight. Don't tell the man that he looks buffed. You're lying. You're lying. Huh? Man built like Michael Jackson. Huh? And you see this guy on TV and You look bad. You look just as good as him. You're lying. Give honest appreciation. Number 5, look at this one, y'all. Pay little attentions. Little attentions. Find a way to figure out how to compliment. There should never go a day that you don't find some way, some reason, some cause to issue a compliment to the one that you love. Huh? Brother, you turn around. Turn back around. You know, you really got some handsome eyelashes. You can always find something, is my point. Huh? Pay little attentions. Huh? It means more to a woman than it does to a man. That's another lecture for another time. Be courteous. Courteous means to be nice, polite, and gracious. See, no one has a problem with being urged. No one has a problem with being corrected. No one has a problem with having a nudge or a boost. But it's the way you nudge, boost, and correct. If we were courteous in our nudging, boosting, and correcting, and we was nice, polite, and gracious, then we would get more done. Because as soon as you began to challenge someone about what they are not doing, then immediately the invisible defense mechanism called ego comes up. And even though what you're saying might be right and exact, I will not change. I will not do. Why? Because I said I'm not. But when you're polite, when you're kind and you're gracious, huh? You slide in on them. And they walking away. Hey, wait a minute. So, yeah, it was a correction, but it really wasn't a correction. Which means that if I do it, she probably don't even know that I'm really going to do it. I'm going to do it. See, a man has authority, but a woman has influence. You all right? Number 7. We're closing out with this. Put your seatbelt on. Read a good book on the sexual side of marriage. I have on my sheet here the word good with 2 red underlines on it. Good is an adjective of the book, and an adjective modifies a noun by limiting, qualifying, giving the rules or the procedures, or applying the methods of enforcement. So read a book on the sexual side of marriage, but that book should be limited to qualified rules and procedures, and the method that should be enforced should be a good one. Did you hear me? Don't get anything that turns you into an animal in human form. And I'll leave it like that. These are the words. This is the guidance. This is the wisdom that has come from the man that was raised up to lead, teach, and guide us. The one that God picked to save the black man and woman from the hell that we are catching from outside of self and inside of self. These are the words of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Put it with the Bible. Put it with the Holy Quran. Put it above both of them. Try it out. And I guarantee you that every word that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke to us, if we apply it, we will solve every last problem that we suffer from. Thank you for listening. I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum, family. All praise are due to Allah. All praise are due to Allah. Thank you, brothers and sisters. All praise are due to Allah. Thank you, family. All praises are due to Allah. Everybody all right? All praises are due to Allah. At this time, brothers and sisters, I would like to ask if you would please excuse me. I'd like for the secretary to come up and take over this portion of the program. And this